I don't know who needs to hear this today, but it's time to let God turn the page in your life. You know, I was driving along, go forget, Whataburger of all things, and I got to thinking about my own life. And the moment that I realized, or kind of just had the realization that where I was, I was still learning about God, so I wasn't quite realizing that God had something better for me at this point. But I knew that I was in a situation that was not going to be fruitful. Like, it was a situation that I really had no business being in. And, you know, it was a result of choices, bad choices that I had made over, the span of many years of my life. And just FYI, so I'm 51 now. So these realizations came much later in life for me. So if you're an older woman who is stuck in a place, this video is for you. But I was so comfortable, even though I was miserable, I was so comfortable in the familiarity of my situation. And there is comfort in that. It's comfortable knowing what comes next, even if what comes next, is awful, right? Because it's scary stepping into the unknown. It's scary going into something new and not knowing what comes next. But that's where God comes in. As I was getting a little more deeper in my faith and my walk with God, it started becoming more clear. God had better plans for me, but it was up to me to step boldly into it, to take that next step and not be fearful of what comes next. That's the whole part of trusting God. I know that now. One verse that sticks out to me and that I cling to, or at least during that time I did, was Isaiah 43:18 and 19. And it talks about where God says, "See, I am doing something new. I am making a way in the wilderness." Like, I was in a wilderness, y'all. My life was so messed up. I was in a bad relationship. I didn't have a job. I had been put out of the military and I couldn't find work, and I was coming off of a lot of prescription medication and I was jacked up, y'all. But as I got closer to God and really learned to lean into Him, He started showing me what it really meant to trust Him with what comes next. And when I finally made the decision to let Him turn that page, y'all, life, it just changed so dramatically into something that I never even envisioned for myself. Like, I envisioned my life not sucking anymore. Like, that was a hope and a dream. But I didn't envision what that actually looked like. And so where I'm at today is a direct result of that turning the page that I allowed Him to do. I stepped into it. I had no clue what I was doing. He was like, "Hey, let's do this." And I'm like, okay. And one thing led to another, and it just kept building upon whatever happened before that. But when I turned that page, everything from my old life, all the bad decisions, all the mistakes, whatever it was, it's gone. It's in the past. That reminds me of another verse. And whenever I start kind of dwelling on, past mistakes and past whatever, this one verse kind of puts me back in check. Philippians 3, verse 13 and 14, He tells us to forget about the past and look forward to what is ahead. And when you let God turn the page in your life, you are going to continue looking ahead, because every new page is going to bring something so much better than the page before. But you have to take that step yourself. God's not going to turn it for you. That's that whole free will thing we hear people talk about. He's not going to do it for you. He's going to guide you, and He's going to be there for you. But ultimately, you have to step out of that zone of fear and step boldly into that zone of faith and trusting Him that everything's going to be okay in this next season. So, girlfriend, I don't care how old you are. If you're an older woman, even older than me, or even if you're a young girl, a young woman who's just made some really bad mistakes early in your life, that doesn't matter. Make the decision today to let God turn that page in your life. Open up the blessings that He has planned. Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, and plans for a future." He has a future plan for you. He's just waiting on you to take that next step. So thanks so much for listening to me ramble today. you know, if you like this video, if it encouraged you, if it helped you, or if it kind of got you thinking, give me a thumbs up. But more importantly, share it with somebody else who needs encouragement also. And let me know, what are you struggling with today? What things from your past are keeping you from moving forward and letting God turn that page in your own life? Drop a comment. I would love to help encourage you into this next season. Till next time, God bless and keep the faith. Bye-bye.